Hi everybody, Dave Dirch here. Welcome to Rapid Assault Tactics. If you would please subscribe, like us, tell your friends about us, and we very much appreciate you viewing us and checking us out. And anything you'd like me to go over, please don't hesitate to let me know. What this show is going to be about is tips on improving your speed. Okay, there's different ways, people look at improving this speed and things like that there. Through the years of me doing martial arts, I've done it all, believe me. I've conditioned my hands for probably 35 years. I started out, putting them in, hot ashes and doing all that stuff, the stuff like that there, when I was younger and ended up conditioning them. And I got a bag hanging on the wall over there that I do different stuff with there, So what I'm saying, everybody has the ways of improving their speed, right or wrong, okay? There's different types of speed, okay? There's the speed of the mile per hour, okay? You're doing 100 miles per hour, okay, like that there. Then there's the speed of the bullet leaving the gun, okay? Or like a drag car, I race, or like a drag car sitting here leaving that Christmas tree and exploding off. So let me explain to you. That's the speed we want. We want that fluidness. First of all, fluidness brings out speed. Anytime that I have my hand, I'm tensed up, that's like driving down the road with your foot on the brake and your foot on the gas. You don't want that. When you throw something, number one, this is relaxed until right before, and then you would make a fist or whatever you're going to do. All right? So we want that exploding speed. If I had a rock, and I threw the rock at you, I might hurt you, maybe. If I took that rock and I put it in a slingshot and I pulled it back, I'm going to hurt you. Might even kill you. What changed? The rock stayed the same, but what changed was how it left this point, how it exploded out. Now I take that rock and I put it in the gun, I will kill you. Now I could have that gun right on your chest, or I could be away. When that bullet leaves the gun, it does not go 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, you see what I'm saying? Okay? If that bullet travels 80 miles an hour, it left at 80 miles an hour. That is the speed that we want. All of the drills that I do, that Bruce designed, Paul designed, Danny and me have designed, are explosive drills. You want to explode. Thing Bruce used to say, you hit somebody, you want to hurt them inside. Okay? So that's the speed we want, is exploding. Okay? Think of a whip. You have a whip, it's relaxed, bang, and whack, and it cracks. Alright? Now take that whip and put a little ball on the end of that whip, okay, and do it, wham! And what's that ball like? That ball literally exploded on you. Okay? Literally exploded. That's the speed that we want. There's certain ways to get that speed. It's through the drills that we do. So if you watch my videos, where's Huba, where's Lopsal, Chisal, these different drills, okay, we do, you'll see, okay, Sabrata, all these things. That's what the speed that you want, and they produce that speed in us besides many other things there. But today we're talking about the speed. So we want that speed. Now, if I carry weights on my hand, like people do, and I'm not saying it's wrong, I'm not saying it's right, I'm just through my years of experience, and I've done that, I have done that, okay, on the ankles, on this there. Through my years of experience, that is not the speed that we want. That is not going to produce speed, okay, the speed that we want. That you might as well, with people you put on 50 pounds on your back, whether it's rocks or feathers, 50 pounds, now you take the 50 pounds. Yeah, you're going to move faster, but that's not the explosive speed that we want. That is not going to give you explosive. Believe me, I've been doing this a long time. I know. Bruce Lee was very big into the tendons. And your tendons are like rubber bands, okay? And you have what's called fast twitch muscles, okay? And unless you do tendon strength training, you will not develop them fast twitch muscles. You have to do tendon strength. Now, back in the day, 20 years ago, when we would work our tendon strength in class, we would say this is the wall, and I'd push against the wall, and I'd hold this for 6, 7, 8 seconds. What tendons is what you're doing. You are putting all your strength out in a move, okay? So again, if this is the wall, I'm here, I'm doing the position of my punch, so the tendon strength for my punch is being developed. So I'd be here like this, and I'd push for 5, 6, 7 seconds as hard as I could. That's what how we trained our tendon strength, and how Bruce did too back in the day. Okay. Now we found different ways to improve that. Okay. So the speed we want again is explosive. So we want to train our fine twitch muscles. Now, along with that tendon strength, the downfall of tendon strength is when I'm doing tendon work, it's working one certain spot. Okay? So if I do this here, as for my punch, it's bent and my punch, okay, I'm working just this area here. To where if I was weightlifting, doing something, say if I'm doing a curl, I might be working my buys, I might be working some front delts, I might be working some pecs, maybe my stomach's involved. So the downfall to tendon strength. But the tendon strength gives you a different type of strength. What I like to say is a sleeper. You become very, very explosive. Very explosive, okay? That's the speed that we want. Now, I'm not saying I'm 69 years old, soon to be 70. I'm not saying I'm fast. People tell me I'm fast. I do feel I move decently for my age, okay? But I'm going to show you how I train for my speed. So if you happen to think that I am fast for whatever reason, maybe you want to check into this, okay? So the first thing I'm going to show you is here, a little weight, say, not just a couple ounces less than a pound. Now I just use, this is from my toolbox there, okay, as you see. It's not big, and it probably weighs maybe at the most a pound, if that, and that's all you want, okay? So what I'm representing is that whip and the ball on the end of that whip. So I'm just going to have this in my hand, loosely like this here. And all I'm going to do is move around and just flick out my punches, see? Just like this. Just flick them out. Move around. Just flick them, see? Boom. That's all you want. That's all you want to do is just move, flick them, just like that. Just a little bit, okay? Then after you're done with that, you put that down, go out there, and move around and do your thing and see how you feel. You're going to feel a difference because what happens with that, again like the whip theory, at the very end you're exploding. That's bringing out that explosion at the end, that little weight. You do not want a couple pounds, a pound or less. That's all you need. And that will make you explosive. So at the very end of that shot, when you hit this person, they're going to know it. But it brings out that speed, that explosive speed. Okay? So try that. Move around a little bit, put in both hands. You'll have one in each hand. That's what I do. Just flick. You know, move, just flick out. Just flick out. Boom. You know, just quick. Okay, do it for how long? A couple minutes. Take it out. And then move around and throw the same moves without the weight. You'll see the difference. Okay, so that's one way. And believe me, that changes it. Another way here, if I move over here, you see all my bands. See my rubber bands? I got black ones, I got red ones, I got different type of bands. Okay? I use these bands for tendon strength. Okay? To condition my tendon strength. And again, the tendons are like a rubber band. You flip, and that's what gives you the speed. But the isometric, I use this in an isometric way, and that's what develops the fast twitch muscles. Okay? And that's what Bruce was into big time, was isometric and training the fast twitch muscles. Okay? So I'm just going to show you a couple things that through the years I have personally learned. Okay? And like I said, I've done it all. And if you want to carry weights, that's fine with you. That's totally up to you. Okay? I'm just telling you the best way that I have found. Okay? And I'm telling you that Bruce Lee trained, okay, is developing fast twitch muscles, working that tendon strength. Okay? So, I'm going to show you a couple of things. So I have the band here. Okay? And what I do is I put it in my hand like this. And I get the other one, and I put it in my hand like this. And I walk out, okay? Now, you can go out as far as you want. Of course, the farther you go out, you're going to do what? You're going to put more on the band, okay? Now, say I'm just right here for right now. So, I'm not leaning forward like this, put away. I got my arms bent. My elbows are in. Always elbows in. I'm like this here. Okay? Okay? And now you can go out farther, it's up to you. My arm stays in a 45 degree. Like this here. And what you want to do is you want to go out to the point to like, maybe something like this here, to your way out, to see how it's pulling you back, and now it's pulling, and now it's like at the end of where you can't go any farther. That's what you want to do for the tendon strength. So right now I'm just showing you, so you don't want to just be like right here, I'd be way farther out. So here, okay, but keep these elbows in at a 45 degree. Now, I do this hold it for maybe 8-10 seconds, you can hold for longer. Then I might stop. Okay? Then I go back and I do it again. Okay? And I might stop, say, and go back. It's up to you. You may hold it out for 50 seconds. I do all kinds of different stuff. Sometimes I just hold it out as long as I can possibly hold it out. Okay? And that's it. I don't do a couple. I just do that. But it stays elbows in, 45 degree, and you're out as far as you can. Where this is pulling it back like this, and you're like this, okay? That's what you want to do, all right? Now, when I'm in that position, okay, and I'm pushing out, what that is developing, see, it's in a 45 degree angle. So if you look at me when I'm punching, see how my arm is, okay? So that's why we're in that position. We're working this punch. All right? But when I'm pushing out, I'm not working my punch or my finger strike on, I'm working the movement back in. So you might be pushing out, but it's the opposite. So in other words, when I'm doing this and holding it here, I'm working this coming back. The concept is, when something goes out, if it goes out 50 mile an hour, it should come back 100 mile an hour. You want to be explosive, okay? So you don't want to be out and like it. Now, at the same time, when you go out, you're whipping it, you're exploding on this person, but that hand comes back. And bringing that hand back, if you notice how my body moves, my hand's always coming back on this side of my pec, okay? I'm not here. See, I'm not going out and making this big arc. You have your tricep, which is a push. You have the bicep, which is a pull. Always they are working against each other, always. But there is a time in motion when you're working the least against each other, and that's how we throw or punch or finger strike, whatever it is. So when I'm going out, see, it's coming back. So I'm using the tricep, of course my whole body's torquing, and I'm using the tricep and it's coming back here. It is not going here, and it is not dropping. People go, see, so you want, that's what you want. See, my body's moving with it, okay? So work that there, all right? So that's the one, developing your hand coming back. Okay, the other one is, I don't want to have my back to the camera here, so this is going to be a little difficult. But the other one is, I'm pulling out. And I'm doing the same thing as I'm pulling out, and I'm holding my arm in that 45-degree position. Okay, like this. I'm holding in that 45-degree position. And again, I'm going out as far as I can. I want that tension on here. I want that on here. Okay? I'm going out as far as I can. I'm holding in a 45-degree position with my elbows in. Okay? And then again, how you want to work it. 8-10 seconds. You don't have to go long. Stop, do another one, you know, however you want to work it. So now, when I'm working this one here, okay, and I'm pulling back, that is my shot going out. What I'm really working is my explosion going out, okay? So I'm developing my fast twitch muscles through isometric, and I'm developing all kind of strength in my tendons, okay? Your tendons is what wrap around your bone and hold everything in position, see? And that's what you want. They say if you was around, Danny Sano told me this one time, if you was around and Bruce threw a jab, you would literally hear his elbow pop out of the joint and come back and hear it pop, okay? Because he'd just go what? He'd hear bam, and just whip it, okay? All right, so you're exploding, okay? You're exploding on it. This is what this is training you, the fast twitch, and then you have a different type of strength. I call them a sweeper. You know, you got the guy that got the biceps like this, and you know, all this he looks at. But then you have the guy, he just looks like a normal dude, and then all of a sudden you touch him. He's got this different strength. It's like, where'd that come from? Okay? See, and we want that strength for, you know, our trapping. We are trappers. We fight in trapping range. Trapping range is our game. Understand real quick, if I'm out here and I kick the guy in the groin, I flick his eye, okay, I end the fight, thank God. But if it doesn't end out there, it's going to be in trapping range. Now to go to the ground, you've got to go through trapping range. Go in the boxing, you've got to go through trapping range. Okay, okay, well, excuse me, no, not boxing would be first, then trapping, my mistake. But to go to the ground, you've got to go through boxing range. But if I throw a hook, and that hook is inside, I'm in trapping range. So we want this tendon strength for the games that we play in trapping range. Okay? Alright? That's why Bruce was so big into this here. okay, into isometrics. Back then, he didn't have the band, so he did it with weights. See, a weight don't give you that isometric. What's great about this band is what I discovered. Number one, this band is stretching you, okay? See, it is stretching you, all right? And a weight is like a dead thing. When I'm out here, this band is literally pulling back. That's how we used to do our isometrics in class 20 years ago. We'd have a guy like this here, and I'd hold his arm like this, and he'd be trying to pull it back. So the same thing with the band, okay? But the band stretches you, and the farther you go out. Now, you can get different size bands. You can get bigger ones and all that. That is totally up to you. These are the ones that I prefer fit me. You have it, but you want to get a good band. You don't want to get them cheap things that, I don't know, they're just cheap. You want to get a good band like these here, all right? And they last for a long time and they don't break. I've been doing this for 15 years. I've never seen one break yet, okay? All right. So you want to work that, all right? Going out this way and pulling this way. All right, now the other one is the forearm. Okay, the forearm, now it ain't so necessary in speed, okay, but again, them tendons, all that comes into play. Well, I'm sitting here and I'm trapping, see, whether I'm doing that, my trapping, see here, okay, or whatever I'm doing, okay, that speed comes in with the forearms. So we want that type of strength. So we want the forearms. So again, all I'm doing here, now you have that tool, that I forget what it's called, but you just sit and close it, and it works the forearms. Okay, say like this here. Again, what I love about the bands are stretching you. Okay, now like when I'm squeezing that, that's just like going out. This is literally, when I'm pulling this here and doing that, this is literally pulling me back, okay, pulling me back. So at the same time, I am getting that stretch too, okay? Now one other thing I want to point out. When I am going out, keep in mind, here, and I'm going out, my toes up a little bit, that's developing my calves and my quads. And the same thing when I'm going out here, okay? So your legs are very much important on how to develop, and I'm going to show you what I do personally for the legs. But the forearm now, so all I'm doing here, I don't want my back to you, I'm going out so far, and all I'm doing is, maybe I should go over this way, okay? All I'm doing is squeezing these. Okay, that's all I'm doing. But I go out, and all I'm doing is squeezing it. Now what's nice about this, as I'm squeezing on my way out, I'm squeezing, so I start getting tired, I walk in a little bit. See, I don't have to stop, I don't have to change weights. I start getting tired, I walk in a little bit. I start getting tired, I walk in a little bit. I don't have to stop and change weights. Okay? That's what's great, see? I do it. I haven't lifted any weights for probably 12 years. Everything I do is from the bands. So, you want speed. Okay, my advice is get yourself some bands, get yourself a little thing put in, and work this. This is what's going to give you that explosion. You're exploding on this person, and you are hurting them. Okay? You don't want power. Now, I'm not saying anything wrong with power. You got a guy that's like Mike Tyson, he was powerful. But he had that size, he had all that here. You want to be whipping. You want to be whipping, bam, just explode on this person's butt. Okay? Like I said, the bullet leaving the gun. I could be right here on you, or I could be 10 feet away and still going to kill you. All right? Because of how it left the spot. So it's all about how it left here. Okay? So the band stretches you, which makes you relax, which makes you fluid. Okay? Now I'm going to show you what I do for my legs. Okay, this is my little leg thing that I developed. Of course, you can, set up whatever. You see I got a band here. I take the band and I put it on my foot. I take this band and I put it on my other foot. Then I sit here and I lift my legs up, okay, to where I'm in a 45-degree position again. And this is working your quads, all kind of stuff, but mainly them knees, all them tendons. So I sit here, and again, you can hold it however you want to hold it. How long? Maybe 8 seconds, 10, maybe 40. It's up to you. Go back. Then again, I sit here and work it. Okay? This is the tendency. I keep this at 45, like this here. And again, so I'm pulling out, and I'm working them tendons. Okay? Just like this. Now that is what I do. That is what I do for my legs. Alright? So, the type of speed that we want, again, is a explosion. Okay? We want to explode. We want to be whippy. Okay? We don't want to be powerful. We want to be whippy. We want to be explosive. When a bomb goes off, a bomb does not go off and go boom. Bomb goes BOOM! That's how you want. The speed that you want is leaving this point. From right here, I'm like bang! And exploding. That's the speed that you want. Okay, again, thank you very much for checking us out. I appreciate it. Please like us, subscribe. Anything you'd like me to go over, please let me know. We're working on videos right now. We got more coming up. I hope you enjoy them. Tell your friends about us and stay safe out there. Thank you.